Oh, honey, you won't believe this.
Your flight's been delayed.
Yeah, Jamie's plays at 7:30, right?
Yeah, 7:30.
That's why she began her day using this. Secret.
I think there's another way I can do this.
Are you still coming?
Yes, I'm gonna do my best.
Okay. I love you. Bye.
Love you, bye.
Secret has unbeatable pH-balanced strength that works with the woman's chemistry,
Wait.
no matter what tough things she might have to balance.
Hey, made it.
Strong enough for a man, pH-balanced for a woman.
That's my mommy up there.
Just because the Civic VX gets better mileage than any other four-cylinder car in America doesn't mean you'll never stop at a gas station. The fuel-efficient Civic VX from Honda.
Hi, I'm Regis Philbin. You know, I've been suffering with back pain for years. Then I discovered Aspirin. I just rub in Aspirin for hours of relief, right where I hurt. It relieves the pain fast, and it's odor-free. And Aspirin is aspirin-free.
And action. McDonald's bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits. They don't really do anything, but they taste really good. And now you can get 2 of them for just $2.
And cut. Thanks, guys. That was great.
Now at McDonald's, you can get 2 delicious double cheeseburgers for only $2.
What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
That's 2 for $2. Hurry, time's running out.
They're mad as hell because they're going to lose their jobs. But these auto workers aren't just getting angry, they're trying to get even and sue GM. Monday on NBC Nightly News.
I'm Jane Pauley. This week on Dateline NBC. They spent 2.5 years serving their country on a special grand jury, but once they came to a decision, it was ignored by the government. Now, risking criminal prosecution themselves, these jurors spoke exclusively with Dateline. What they have to say will shock you. Plus, meet an extraordinary couple who are giving children the gift of a smile. And the whole world's wild about Harry Connick Jr. But that's not what the critics think. Tune in to Dateline NBC Tuesday.
Tim Matheson, Mind of a Killer, NBC Monday. Is this wholesome Sybil Shepherd stripping down to her skivvies? You bet it is. Her new role demanded it. And this weekend on Entertainment Tonight, she'll tell you why she's not too happy about it.
Women are required to do nude scenes. Again, it's a question of power.
Then their search for a cure for their son's illness led to a dramatic new movie. Meet the real couple who inspired Lorenzo's Oil. Plus, it was a hit series and a box office smash. See if the new Untouchables will be a winner, too, this weekend on E.T.
Sunday, following Barnaby Jones. United Way of Southwest Georgia has been going the extra mile for the Albany chapter of the American Red Cross, as is Gil Camp, volunteer.
Your United Way contribution helps fund Red Cross programs, such as blood and disaster relief services. Please join me in supporting United Way, so that Red Cross is able to continue providing these vital services to our community.
Together, you and Gil Camp can go the extra mile, the United Way.
This is 10 WALB Albany. NewsCenter 10, South Georgia's #1 source for news, sports, and weather, presents the 11 o'clock report. And now, reporting live, here is Ben Roberts.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Topping our news tonight, South Georgia authorities helped locate a little girl who's been missing for 2 years. Every year, more than 1 million children are kidnapped from their homes, many taken out of their communities without a trace. Although there are few happy endings in these cases, one Arizona mother's search has turned out to be a success story, ending up in Pelham. Reporter Nicole Bailey has more.
Sylvia Chavez cries tears of joy holding her now 7-year-old daughter, Valerie. Valerie has been missing for 2 years.
I waited so long for it. It's a big tragedy, but it was a happy ending at the end. You know, and I thought I wasn't going to get to see her until she was bigger, but I got her before she got bigger.
Christmas 1991, Sylvia's estranged husband, Cruz Chavez, kidnapped the child, taking her from a bedroom window. In a desperate attempt to find her daughter, Sylvia contacted Child Search, a national missing children center out of Houston, Texas. Child Search tracked Cruz Chavez and Valerie across the country. And just when all seemed lost, Child Search got a new lead that led them and Sylvia to Pelham, Georgia.
I was already getting ready to leave to Phoenix when she called me back and they told me that they had contacted her. I was already going to buy my ticket and I didn't believe it. I asked the Lord right there and then that I didn't want to go empty-handed. I wanted my daughter.
This is the first time that we've ever found the child of a migrant worker before. And we don't know of any other migrant children being found.
When Pelham authorities got involved, they found Valerie, a normal, healthy child, enrolled in a local school. Authorities say since the child's discovery, they have not been able to locate her father. No charges have been filed against him, but now that Sylvia has full custody of Valerie, a restraining order will be taken to protect Valerie, her other 2 sisters, and 2 brothers. Nicole Bailey, NewsCenter 10, Pelham.
Georgia Trend magazine makes an annual recognition of the state's 100 most powerful and influential people. And one of those praised this year is from Albany. 63-year-old J. Fred Taylor, owner and president of his self-named transportation and distribution company, is obviously more of a mover and shaker in the community than he cares to admit.
I have spent much of my time in government, in the background, as a businessman in this state, and hopefully I have made a contribution to the economics of our state and better government in our state.
Taylor extended much of his influence throughout the state in earlier years when he served 8 years under former Governor George Busbee as his chief of staff. Taylor is the father of Senator Mark Taylor and currently serves as a director of Georgia for Better Transportation, the Georgia Chamber of Commerce, and Trust Company Bank of South Georgia. Many of those on this year's list are political leaders such as Sam Nunn or prominent business leaders such as Ted Turner. The upcoming issue of Georgia Trend, which contains the list of powerful Georgians, should hit newsstands later this month. A week of dreary weather statewide is causing some minor flooding problems. The National Weather Service has issued flood warnings for rivers and creeks throughout the state. A flood warning is in effect for the Kinchafuni Creek at Dawson and Leesburg. The creek reportedly crested at 14 feet at Dawson last night. The creek flooded some low-lying areas in Lee County today, though not severely. The National Weather Service expects the Kinchafuni to crest at Leesburg tomorrow at around 13 feet. That is the official flood stage. However, reports from the Century Bridge area tonight indicate the creek crested late tonight at about 11.7 feet. There is also a flood warning in effect for the Flint River. This afternoon, the river stood at 18.6 feet in Albany. Flood stage is 20 feet. The Flint should reach 20 feet by noon tomorrow, then begin to recede. Coming up on the NewsCenter 10 Weekend Report, a wrap-up of the day's international news, including an update on the Bosnian peace talks and the latest on that leaking oil tanker in Scotland. Plus, some U.S. congressmen come under fire in Somalia. We'll have details.
Back to work or back to school, I'll have all the weather details you'll need later.
We're doing something right, and what we're doing right is offering the customer a low price every day. They don't have to shop the sale ads. They know they're going to get the best value for their dollar here at Walmart. The economy is not at its strongest point right now. Everybody's watching their dollars the best they can. What we do here is we offer them the best product for the best price, and that's why they keep coming back.
We are heating up the nights at Jefferson County Kennel Club.
On Jason, Monticello, here we come.
It's time to party at Jefferson County Kennel Club. The Racing Greyhounds are back on the track January 11th, Monday through Saturday nights at 7:30, plus Saturday matinees at noon. There's excitement for everyone. Cheer from the elegant Turf Club restaurant or watch the fun from the First Turn Clubhouse. It's a JCKC party. You bet it's fun.
Jefferson County Kennel Club party tonight.
Somalia continues to be a dangerous place. Today, a congressional delegation and a group of U.S. Marines came under fire. Dennis Murphy has more.
The U.S. Marine base in northern Mogadishu came under 50 caliber machine gun sniper fire this afternoon. Inside the old football stadium, a delegation of U.S. congressmen was wrapping up a one-day tour of Somalia. Congressman Tony Hall put on a flak jacket as an M1 tank went out hunting for the Somali gunmen. The Marines are in a street fight here with local gangs. Early this morning outside the former U.S. Embassy compound, a Marine patrol had a shootout with 7 armed Somalis. The Marines killed 3.
A lot of Somali civilians, unarmed, were coming out of their homes. At that point, the Marine patrol leader decided to cease fire to withdraw from the area.
The congressman arrived at a news briefing in armored Marine vehicles. There has been steady gunfire today in Mogadishu. Democratic Congressman John Murtha, the chairman of the House Defense Appropriations Subcommittee, said he wants to see the UN play a bigger role here.
The Marines and Army are trying to stay out of the business of setting up a government. The biggest disappointment we've found is the UN is doing nothing.
The U.S. Marines are coming under sniper fire every day now. The humanitarian workers the U.S. came to help say the capital is as dangerous as it's ever been. Dennis Murphy, NBC News, Mogadishu.
Crisis has been averted, at least temporarily, in the Middle East now that Iraq has moved its anti-aircraft missiles, but the U.S. Navy still maintains a presence in the area. The USS Kitty Hawk continues to patrol the Persian Gulf, and officers aboard the ship remain poised for action should it become necessary. The ship has 59 planes which patrol the no-fly zone in southern Iraq. U.S. forces have not detected any Iraqi planes in the no-fly zone since the U.S. downed an Iraqi MiG last month. Yugoslav leaders gathered in Geneva today for a new round of peace talks without much progress, though. This latest round of talks is shadowed by the assassination of Bosnia's deputy prime minister by a Serb militiaman last week. Bosnia's Muslim leader says he's considering withdrawing from the talks as a result of that murder. Croatia's president is the only Yugoslav leader that agrees with a plan proposed by mediators that calls for Bosnia to be divided into ethnic sections. One British negotiator hinted today that United States intervention may be needed to stop the fighting long enough for the factions to reach a peace agreement. As the fighting continues in Bosnia, some innocent victims of the war got some help from the United Nations today. The UN evacuated 17 elderly residents from a nursing home located right on the front line of the fighting. At least 24 residents of the home have died recently from exposure to the cold. Television pictures of the freezing residents sparked an international outcry for the United Nations to take action. Despite all the unrest in that part of the world, residents of the Yugoslav Republic of Montenegro went to the polls today to elect a president. The runoff election could determine whether the republic stays unified with Serbia. Many Montenegrins are weary of remaining in Yugoslavia. They say they're tired of international sanctions imposed on Yugoslavia for backing Serb rebels. Both of the presidential candidates are members of the ruling Socialist Democratic Party. One is backed by Serb nationalists, but the other says he may reconsider Montenegro's alliance with Serbia. Pope John Paul II alluded to the Balkan conflict during a morning mass, warning against violence and hatred that he says led Europe to World War II. Thousands listened as the Pope urged nations to support measures for peace. This was the second day of the prayer for peace in the Balkans. The pontiff denounced the violations of human rights in the Yugoslav conflict and prayed for a solution out of the Geneva peace talks. Several ethnic groups, including Muslims, Protestants, Anglicans, and Jews, attended the peace vigil. More trouble in the Israeli-occupied Gaza Strip. 5 Arabs suspected of being informants for Israeli authorities died in clashes in the occupied territories this weekend. Several episodes of violence erupted during the last 2 days. Palestinian militants killed those 5 Arabs whom they accused of working for Israel. Some Arab residents say Israeli soldiers ransacked their homes, firing rockets in search of the Palestinians suspected of the killings. Fierce fighting also filled the streets as Israeli soldiers fired on Palestinian youths who attacked the troops with rocks. That Scottish oil spill continues to worsen. Today, near hurricane-force winds hampered efforts to salvage the grounded tanker. The oil tanker Brer ran aground off the coast of Scotland last Tuesday. The vessel contained 85,000 tons of oil. Experts say oil continues to escape, adding to the catastrophic effects on wildlife in the area, but they aren't sure exactly how much oil has leaked so far. The weather is prompting fears that the ship may break up, causing it to spill all the remaining oil into the sea. A barge capable of removing the oil is due to arrive tomorrow and could begin collecting oil Tuesday if the weather cooperates. On to Peru now, where officials say they've taken a giant step forward in their war on drugs. Narcotics officials say they seized 4 tons of illegal drugs in and around the Peruvian capital of Lima during raids over the last couple of weeks. Peruvian police burned an estimated $100 million worth of cocaine and marijuana this weekend. Peru's interior minister and police chiefs say they'll continue to crack down on drugs. They plan to form a special narcotics force that will focus on the eastern part of the South American country. Drug trafficking reportedly is extremely heavy in that part of the country because of its proximity to the jungle. Straight ahead on the NewsCenter 10 Weekend Report at 11, a group of Haitian Americans are in the midst of a hunger strike. We'll tell you why. And an Albany organization meets to discuss the state of our nation's healthcare system. Stay with us.
You know what that means?
Are you ready for the real food?
Hardee's brand new chili double cheeseburger, just 99 cents.
How's that again?
Just 99 cents. 2 beef patties, 2 slices of American cheese, topped with zesty chili on a fresh bun. Just 99 cents at Hardee's.
Just 99 cents.
Partner, that makes me hungry clean into next week. Hardee's chili double cheeseburger, just 99 cents for a limited time.
Gotta get some chow, baby.
Hi, Gil Patrick here for Today in Georgia. You know, there are certain things that happen at certain times of the year, and you just know it's that time of the year. Well, Christmas, December, Armistice Day, or now Veterans Day, November. Well, how about Girl Scout cookies? Well, that's January, and we're going to be talking to some folks about the Girl Scout cookies this year. Best cookies in the world as far as I'm concerned, if that means anything, and it probably doesn't. So, join us Monday. Talk about the Girl Scout cookies, of course, the news, sports, and weather. Look for you.
Members of Miami's Haitian community are coming together to work for what they call justice for their people. The controversy is about freedom Haitian refugees were hoping to find in the United States. Reporter Gail Bright has the story.
Word that 388 Haitian boat people are believed to be dead crossed the airwaves of Haitian radio station WLQY late Sunday afternoon. According to 8 Haitians picked up by the Cuban Coast Guard on January 7th, they are the only survivors of a freighter which reportedly left Haiti December 17th with 396 people on board and never arrived. Most are believed to be young people.
They go to school, they have parents in the United States.
According to what we are saying now, most of them are students. The last boat which made it here had more than 150 students, people who just graduated from high school.
The U.S. Coast Guard neither confirmed nor denied this information, but admits this coincides with the information they've received.
If it is true, I'll say this, if it is true, that's 388 people that would have went down with the ship. That's a tragedy to lose that many people, and it just goes to show you the danger involved in putting 396 people on a wooden freighter and trying to travel 600 miles.
Meanwhile, at Chrome Detention Center, where frustrated family members wait in line to see their next of kin, some say the news that the hunger strike has ended isn't true.
According to the people over at the Haitian Refugee Center, the strike is anything but over. In fact, according to them, most of the 39 women that were part of that strike still are not eating. And according to these people who have been waiting to see friends and family inside the camp, those women are not the only ones still not eating.
100 women, none of it eats. So today, it's 8 days. No eat, no drink, nothing.
Those in Miami's Haitian community continue to pull together, praying for change, holding on to hope, but admit the outlook is bleak.
That's Gail Bright reporting. Healthcare. Many people consider it one of the most important issues facing our country today. One local organization is doing its part to focus attention on that subject. The Albany alumni and Albany State College chapters of Delta Sigma Theta sorority celebrated their Founders Day program today. This year's theme and part of the organization's 5-point thrust is making the public aware of health issues. The keynote speaker, Albany State nursing professor Dr. Doris Holman, says public education on prevention will be one of the keys to addressing healthcare costs.
People tend to enter the healthcare system, especially low-income, poverty-level individuals, and those individuals without healthcare insurance or those that are underinsured tend to enter the healthcare system at a stage when their illness has taken a toll on the body, and so therefore costing the system a whole lot more.
The group participated in a question and answer segment that included topics on HIV and hepatitis. President-elect Clinton's inauguration is just more than a week away now, and Washington is coming alive with preparations. Snow fell on 3,000 members of the military in the nation's capital today as they rehearsed for the 52nd inaugural day parade. The parade custom dates back to the first inauguration of George Washington in New York. The actual swearing-in ceremony will take place at the Capitol. Clinton and Vice President-elect Al Gore will then travel to the White House to view the parade. Organizers are hoping the weather warms up before the real thing next Wednesday. You may remember President Ronald Reagan's first inauguration parade had to be called off because of dangerously cold weather. We haven't had any of that dangerously cold weather around here. It's been kind of warm and dreary.
That's right. We haven't had any pleasant weather. But the forecast calls for some. I'll let you know when, by the time weather's over. Right now, let's move on to our current conditions. Cloudy skies, a temperature of 49. Feels more like 38 once you put that wind chill factor. They have winds northeast, 12 miles per hour, gusting to as much as 18. As far as the almanac, today's low 50, today's high only 52, and we've already dropped below that morning low. It's 49 degrees at the 10 o'clock hour, and currently you can see it was 45 for Columbus, 44 for Macon, 40 for both Atlanta and Athens. Now, as far as cloud cover, clouds are to be found just about everywhere for the lower 48. Still a good deal of them skirting right across the southeast. That's been the norm for us for the last couple of days. Will we see a clearing? Not really. Just a little bit of one was there tonight. Only in between those areas you saw some clouds, you saw some rainfall. Some of that rainfall was in the state of Alabama, some coming, of course, back from Mississippi. Some of that is definitely headed towards northeast Georgia, possibly late tonight. For us here in the southwest section of the state, I don't think we'll get any of those showers, but those showers will be headed towards us in the next couple of days or so as a low pressure system continues to push its way across the lower southeast sections. You can see drops, that's rain. Good day affair for most of Georgia as well as Florida. But as you move further out towards the west, you can see it's been somewhat of a winter wonderland and certainly has had its share of headaches. Winter advisories pretty much for Wyoming and Montana, and winter storm warnings are in effect for Utah with a good deal of snowfall expected in the mountains of New Mexico. Winter weather advisories for the Delmarva region, and for us it's pretty much business as usual. We'll see lows tonight in the 40s. The 50s escaped us only to reappear tomorrow as our afternoon highs. They'll see some highs as 40 in North Georgia, some 60s to the south of us, and of course always warm down in Florida. They'll see some 70s while it'll be winter wonderland staying that way because the cold temperatures will certainly keep the powder on the ground. Now, as far as tonight, there will be some fog developing in some areas of the state, some light rain and drizzle in central sections. We'll see a low of about 45 and it will feel cool. Tomorrow, look for rain. High should be about 58. Winds will be east between 8 and 12 miles per hour. While tomorrow night you will see some occasional showers, a low of about 53. Winds will be light and variable, a sunset at 5:53. There's the tide information for Carabella and St. Mark's. And there you can see, not too bad as far as the conditions, and a cheerful look ahead. Thursday, we're going to see partly cloudy skies, finally some sunshine in the forecast.
It's been like days since we've seen the sun in your forecast. That looks good. Here's Jim.
Coming up in sports, a couple of blowout wins today as Dallas and Miami advance in the NFL playoffs. And yes, believe it or not, Duke can lose. Georgia Tech proved it today. Sports is next.
Good news, Albany. The entire and complete stocks of the great Omega Furniture Showcase on Dawson Road are now being sold for just 49 cents on the dollar. Come make your selections from our extensive inventory of fine furniture and pay only 49 cents of the original price. You can buy Bassett, Stratalounger, Vaughan, and other renowned brands for 49 cents on the dollar and pay nothing until April. Join your friends and family now at Omega Furniture Showcase, 2624 Dawson Road, across from the